Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Paul Lopez.
And I'm Sabrina Daly.
All
and
right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. It is Tuesday, May 5th.
Yes, it is. So may the 5th be with you.
No, it's Cinco de Mayo, Sabrina.
Cinco de Mayo.
May the 4th was yesterday.
I know. I'm only joking. I'm not a drinker, so may the 5th be with you.
It doesn't have to be drinking. There's
tacos,
Mexican tradition. There's music that you could vibe to.
You are completely right, Paul. You're giving me
cultural
ideas.
wear, so there's a lot of ways to celebrate Cinco de Mayo other than taking tequila shots.
Do you normally celebrate with a platter of tacos, Mexican tacos?
It depends. If it comes my way,
so you just say, I bite. But
no. If it comes my way, I indulge. If I'm at a restaurant, let's say for lunch or something, I'm out and it's there, I indulge. But I don't go pursuing it. Listen, there's so many holidays and days of recognition. If you try to keep up with all, you'll end up just chasing days and recognition.
Well, you know what? For a lot of tacos loving people, you just want a reason. And so today is a good day to call up your friends, your loved ones, and go to your local restaurant and get some tacos on a platter. As Paul mentioned, there are other ways that you can also acknowledge the day and celebrate it. But that's for another day of discussing. Paul, I know that we have some wonderful conversations to look forward to this morning. What do you have for us?
Indeed. So let's head on over to the big screen and we're going to take a look at some of the conversations we have lined up for this morning. All right. So in our first conversation, it's all about turning grief into healing, folks. And we're looking at opening up through the Smile to Hearts Foundation. We're going to be looking at the work that they're doing to transform brokenness to smiles, right? And then, of course, in our second conversation, we want to invite you to join us for a conversation on the Nora Parham musical. These two young, talented Belizean students studying in the U.S., they put off an entire production for their school on the Nora Parham story. It was exceptional. I wasn't there, but I heard about it beforehand, and we're going to be having a conversation with them all about that exciting production. And then in our third conversation, speaking about productions, Afta Dawk, yes, with Reading Rights Production, they're putting on a show here in Belize. And they'll be in to tell us all about this show, and so you don't want to miss that opportunity to find out, to buy tickets, and to attend. And then last but not least, man, it's more talent, it's more performance. This is all Belizean. They're talking about Loreto, Pelayo Trio and Esteban Castro as they present Piano Moods. And so you want to be a part of that conversation as well, to hear some good music and find out what's up with the Loreto Pelayo band.
Oh,
Sabrina?
Man. I'm genuinely looking forward to each and every one of those conversations. Paul, I see something there for people who would like some type of wellness, enlightenment, and of course there's the arts as well. Now, I want to give you guys an idea of some of the things we think you should know before you leave your homes this morning. Now, the list is diverse, so work with me. We're going to start things off with some posts that went viral on social media yesterday, starting off with some pictures and even videos of a school in San Pedro. It was actually San Pedro's high school. The classroom completely trashed. And there were concerns about it. There were rumors saying that some teachers did not come on campus, and so this was a reaction by some of the students. But then we also heard a response from the school saying, no, this was a senior prank gone wrong. And so we'll be talking about that in just a moment. And then speaking of going viral, there is this picture on the screen here. If you drive into Belmopan, you'll see several billboards, but people are talking particularly about this one. Some people think it's too vulgar. There are others who simply believe this is just a regular billboard. Come on, man. You see it everywhere you go, all over the world. Why are we making a big deal about it? Well, we want to hear your thoughts on that as well. And then, now this is a hot button topic. We have Paul Lopez. He went grocery shopping yesterday and he took the wife with him. And he essentially wanted to prove if that grocery list has changed since 2023. Shopping, do you have to stretch your dollar? Are you not able to stretch your dollar the same way that you would have been doing in 2023? We'll also be talking about that. And then finally, on the topic of production and the arts, Cara Young, one of our very own, a Belizean descent, has been making big waves in Broadway, and now she's about to take the stage in a Hollywood movie set to premiere on May 15th. And so those are some of the topics we have for you. Paul, let's move things along. I want to jump straight into what I believe was probably the most controversial yesterday.
Which is?
This billboard. People are talking about it still. Just this morning, we were speaking to some of our TikTok fans, and we had a divide immediately. One person said, you know, it is a little bit suggestive. It looks a little bit sexualized. And then we had another viewer saying, for God's sake, stop it, no man. Why would it make a big deal over something like that? And so we want to show that picture again really quickly. Can we get it on screen? This is the billboard in question and the photo in question. Of course, it's advertising an alcoholic beverage. And so you would know, Paul, that it's pretty common whenever there's advertisements for alcoholic beverages, it's usually in some way kind of like there's like this adult feel to it, right? But people feel that it's a little bit too suggestive, especially being one of the entrance signs or one of the entrance views when you drive into Belmopan.
Yeah, for sure. I think we have to look at who posted it because it didn't just come out of thin air. The conversation didn't just start randomly. Somebody made a post on Facebook. The post was made by Adam Clousing. Yeah. I happen to know Adam. And Adam is all about church. He's all about the youths specifically. He has a youth ministry in Belmopan. Just to add some context, and Adam spends a lot of time investing in young people through mentorship, investing in their education, investing in their mental health, investing in ensuring that these young people, young men and young women, because his wife is a part of the ministry, ensuring that they have the sort of mentorship and guidance in their life that in some cases are absent. So think about who posted it. Yeah. Right?
The source.
This was the source. This wasn't just a random person. And so what Adam is basically saying in short, he posted 4 paragraphs. But the second paragraph says, we can't pretend this is harmless. We can't shrug this off as just advertising. It shapes how people see themselves and each other. What are we teaching our young men and women? Now you understand why he specifically speaks to young men and women. That worth is measured in exposure. That worth is measured in exposure. He's asking if we're teaching our young people that in order to feel worthy as a young man or a young woman, you have to expose your body, right? Yeah. That women exist to be consumed. That in order that if that you're a woman and because you're beautiful, and you probably got voluptuous features, that this for consumption. Yeah. And that women are reduced to objects for entertainment. That dignity is negotiable. So understand where this individual is coming from and who he is, and you'll see what he's saying and why he says what he says, right? On one end. Now, my personal view, Sabrina, I have to ask ourselves if this is culturally, if this is our cultural background, if this is who we are, if this is traditionally who and what we are, or when and where did this begin?
Yeah.
Let's think about it, Sabrina. Let's be honest. And I can't trace history to say that, well, this is when we start to see these things. But did our parents back in the days, or did our grandparents back in the days, did they see these things? Were these sort of billboards where grandpa, now when he was a young boy, he had off his shirt, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Grandma.
So you just think it's like the change of
grandaunt.
times?
Right. So I think there's a huge change in times.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it strikes them the wrong way for a lot of people, because culturally and traditionally we're not used to things like this, right? So there's a change in terms of how we're shifting as a culture.
Right.
There's a change in terms of what we accept as traditional, or what we accept culturally now versus back then. And I tried to do a little bit of research on to see how it affects the young men, specifically their psyche. And their findings are conflicting, to be quite honest. And so there are some studies that suggest the sexualized advertising actually doesn't work, right? To say sex don't sell. There's actually an entire movement that says sex don't sell, that comes from scientific data, to say that when young men or when consumers look at these types of images, they actually forget the brand and forget the messaging, and they remember more so the image and the person and the features of that individual posted on the billboard, right? So in some cases, studies show that it's kind of counterproductive.
Yeah.
I see the rage. I understand it when you think about the cultural and traditional background of us as a people. But at the same time, most of the people that don't have an issue with it, if you look through the comments, are younger people. And again, it goes back to what I'm saying. A lot of younger people, a lot of party goers, they don't see an issue with it.
Well, I want to read some of the comments before we move into our next topic. We have some people saying, well, look at the bright side. I love the billboard. It matches Paul's shirt. I told you that actually when you came. We have Manny Gio saying, when churches start paying taxes, maybe, just maybe, I'll care about their opinions
Manny.
about a billboard. Tyler Smith responded to that and said, hello. And then Michelle said, for me, it has nothing to do with who posted it, but what the story portrays to our younger girls. And that's also a valid point that we've been hearing.
Objectifying and,
Yes.
reducing
we have,
your image.
Tyler sharing his thoughts and expanding further, saying there's nothing inherently wrong with a suggestive billboard like this. Ads have long been used as a bit of sensuality to draw attention, and this still seems like it's well within the range of what is commonly used for products like this. And I think that's a valid point. I don't think that this is the first time we've been seeing advertisements for alcoholic beverages having women in some way or another being sexualized. It's the idea of, if you drink this drink, you want to look like this, or you want to feel like this, or you want to get attention like this. Very similar to alcoholic beverages, you get the same vibe with like perfume or cologne, right? Like if you wear this cologne as a man, you want to draw these attention from these type of women, which kind of has a similar vibe to it. I just think it's different times, as you said. I think that's a pretty valid point.
Yeah, 100%.
And ultimately, we have the power to change it if we want. So if it's something that really bothers the Belmopan people, they can decide to speak to the city council. I don't know.
Just quickly to say that it's evident that this is a growing concern, however, because we saw the same thing Easter, the same sort of outrage. This, to me, in my view, this is no different. The same sort of outrage when there was all this broadcasting of quote-unquote lewdness, if you would, because not everybody would call it that. There's the same type of outrage that we're seeing now with this billboard. So there's a clear divide, and perhaps it's high time we have the conversation as a society.
All right. Well, I want to jump into a story, Paul, that you did last night, because I think it's something that we'll probably be talking about for the end of times, right? We're talking about budgeting in this economy. You did an excellent story, really putting yourself in it as a reporter, as a journalist, going and shopping for yourself and showing our viewers what's it like budgeting in this day and age. And I think it's a very timely report, and you guys could certainly share your thoughts on how you go about budgeting or making that grocery list in 2025 with the cost of living, several external factors affecting our economy now. It's not just about what our government is doing, it's about what's taking place in other parts of the world and how that affects us. And so Paul went out, and even before he went out, he sat down with Mrs. Lopez, and they put together their grocery list for the week, for the month. And Paul, tell me about what went into deciding specific things that you would purchase now versus then.
No, there's no now versus then, and to us, a need is a need. And the only thing that's changed is the time and the price. But if you need the potato, you need the potato. If you need the toilet paper, you need the toilet paper, right? And so the only difference now versus then is how much of each thing you purchase. Listen, I am of the firm belief that nobody can save you from this rough economy. Government not can save you.
And there's only so much they could do, I guess.
Your parents not can save you. Your boss not can save you, and so you really have to figure it out for yourself. In most cases, that's a part of being an adult. And when I come to that realization, we came to a realization. We said, all right, well, we have to figure out how we want to navigate this thing. And a part of navigating this thing, the sitting down and doing a grocery list, right? But while we've done grocery lists many times, yesterday was perhaps the first time we really looked on the prices and looked on how much things have increased. Like, take for example the cost of chicken. How per pound chicken gone up by like 35 cents, right? Chicken cuts and whole chicken, that per pound. So if you buy a 5-pound chicken, you'd pay $1 change extra. And then and that just for one item. And across the board, you say dollar change, $2 increases. So then I really start to get the sense yesterday that this is why my grocery budget need to increase, because, or this is why my grocery budget not feel enough when I go to that grocery store, because there's so much small increases on things.
And it adds up.
It adds up. It adds up. You buy a $1 banana, now you only get 5, but then you may want 7 or you may want 8, so you have to settle for 10 now. And so you spend $2 for 10 banana. So
but one of the
things like that.
But I mean, what I pointed out earlier of how you would have had to adjust is speaking to what Mrs. Lopez mentioned. She said that in certain cases you might have to go and compare the price somewhere else. I mean, there are people who take that serious. If I know I could get 15 cents cheaper down the street, I will walk for that. And I mean, I know people like that. Personally, I'm not that type of person. I can't see myself shopping at different stores. I feel like it add up anyways. But I think there will be different adjustments that you will have to make. 100%. If you normally buy, I don't know, bread, you might decide to switch to kneading. You know, it needs some tortilla for the family, and it allows you to stretch your dollar a little bit better. If you buy certain brands, if you like certain brands, as your wife mentioned, you might jump to the generic brand instead. It does the same thing. And ultimately, I think it's an interesting question that we are posing and that we're getting engagement on. I see a couple people sharing how it has affected them. Certain things that you would treat yourself to every payday. You can't necessarily do that every payday anymore. Maybe once a month, maybe every other month. And that's just how people are actually trying to incorporate that. I see Michelle saying we need to be mindful of our, she said something else here about budgeting. She said cost of living is indeed going up. The coffee we buy has doubled. Everything has doubled.
Yeah, so the thing is, Sabrina, it's not to jump from store to store, right? What we've done is in my household, we've identified a specific grocery store we've identified two grocery stores in Belize City that we know has products at great value. So that's one thing, and we shop at those two grocery stores. But we also don't purchase arbitrarily, or we not just purchase random brands, because at the end of the day, we have a budget, a grocery bill that we stick to. And because we have a grocery bill that we stick to, every month, religiously, we don't go over it, we go under it sometimes, and we make sure of that. We can't afford to randomly buy stuff.
Yeah.
Because then you'll reach at the grocery counter and then you'll be like, wait, I overbuy. And so it's become such a practice in my household. We've been doing it for like almost 3 years now. It's become such a practice that it's just common knowledge for us now. It's automatic.
I like this comment from Esther. She said, I went last 2 weeks for shopping and I spent $300. And last week, Friday, I went to shop again and I spent $425 and I forget the chicken. The price is ridiculous, and that's the reason why I took my list on my phone so I know what to buy now. I see Helen saying, good morning. Sugar went up from $1 to $1.25 per pound. We have some other comments here. Tyler saying the cost of living is just another one of those proverbial bukuts. And like Paul said, you just have to figure it out. When the cashier tell me the total, I cost leave it, but I still have to pay and go my way. Michelle saying, look, I started to grow my own veggies, but when I need to buy, it's one or two. Not by the pound anymore. I buy just what I need.
Yeah,
and that's another point that was mentioned.
Me and Michelle don't have a conversation about
grow together, grow a garden.
Yeah, no, it's not happen. But yeah,
right.
They're right, Sabrina. In this day and age, honestly, the biggest leakage in your budget, if you're not careful, will likely be your grocery and your grocery list, your grocery budget, the amount you're spending on grocery. And so the best thing to do is to set a cap for yourself when it comes to your grocery and make a list and stick to that list and find the cheaper alternatives. That way, when you left the store, you don't feel like, man, I got in there for spend $350 and I spent $500. How is that?
Yeah.
You weren't intentional when you went into the grocery
store.
We
hear so inside information. First, Michelle said, I do the same, Paul. I buy certain stuff from one store. I won't call the store's name. And then others from another store on weekends for the discount.
Yeah.
You know that Belize got in there?
Brody's got discount. Yeah. You got discount per weekend. Then two stores specifically.
Managio said, things so bad, I now have developed shopping cart envy. How yours so full?
Yeah. I watched that sometimes too. Some people budget big. That's
you got
fine.
money, your cart full. Yeah. And then there's this other comment from Junior Ramos saying, I notice here in Belmopan, a lot of them go to Cayo to do shopping, and they mention it's cheaper. Then I ask, how about the gas? You need to pay to go there. I mean, at the end, it's the same. Purchasing here instead of buying at Cayo. And that's very true. That's what I was talking about. Certain people who will go to different stores for the 15 cents difference. It kind of adds up if you're driving to go and do that.
Yeah.
But I like some of the tips. If I could tell you what I've been doing, I have a very strict meal plan, right? And so that has helped me. Having a plan of how I want to eat for the week or for 2 weeks versus just buying things that I think, I could cook this at some point throughout the week. When I have a strict plan, I know how to buy versus like overbuying.
So when you think about brand products, do you stick to certain brands because that's just the quality you're looking for? Even if it's expensive?
Not with most things. Okay. Certain things, especially like food, no. I buy very simple things, like I buy a lot of eggs, and so I don't care if it's from this farm or that farm as long as I get the eggs.
I know you're a yogurt girly, specifically Greek yogurt.
You know what?
And Greek yogurt, not cheap, Sabrina. How do you navigate that, that expense?
So I have a rotational grocery list as well, and so if I feel like I want conserve
terms now,
I rotate my menu. So if I want to conserve a little bit, I might not do Greek yogurt and fruits this week. And so, I dedicate like certain meals. So like my Greek yogurt and my apples, for example, that might be a breakfast or a dinner.
Yeah, but I'm asking.
How I'm getting to it,
Yes.
Paul. So what I do is, if I want to conserve for this pay cycle, I would switch to something a little bit cheaper, and so I would eat maybe more eggs, because the goal for me is just to get protein, and then eggs is much cheaper than getting Greek yogurt. It would last much longer. You could get a tray for like 9 change versus one carton for like 15 or
18.
Yeah, or so. So that's how I do it, and so that's essentially what I. But meal prepping is what has saved me a lot of money.
100%. All right, well, we'll continue to have these conversations for sure.
All right. Well, we definitely thank you for engaging with us and sharing your thoughts on how you've been able to stretch your penny. We continue to encourage you guys to engage with us in the comments section. We have some wonderful conversations to look forward to. I'm definitely interested in the first one coming up. We'll be looking at grief and ways that you can manage grief with a nonprofit that has been turning grief into healing, opening up through the Smile to Hearts Foundation. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
In the heart of the Kayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our first conversation for this morning, and we're going to be delving into opening up through the Smile to Hearts Foundation. And we have joining us on set Ms. Marie Munoz, who's an advocacy and media specialist at the foundation. As well, we have Mother on set, who's also no stranger to the morning show, Ms. Moxan Marin. And joining us via Zoom is Counselor Yolanda Welch. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for joining us, ladies.
It's my pleasure being here. It's
No
always
problem.
a treat. Yeah.
Yes, so Ms. Munoz, if you can lay the foundation for us, no pun intended, to tell us a bit about this weekend's event, weekend gone that is, and the excitement surrounding the activities that you all engaged in over the weekend.
Right. The weekend event was actually a retreat for grieving mothers.
Grieving mothers.
And it was held at Dream Valley Resort. That's actually in the Cayo district in Tea Kettle. And it hosted 40 mothers. They were from different parts of the country. They were all transported there. And this event was held free of cost. It's actually an annual event for the Keaton Armstrong Smile to Hearts Foundation, which is the brainchild of Dr. Candy Garnett. And her vision for this foundation is to hold space for grieving mothers so they are seen and heard. And so while this retreat is held once every year, there's a support group that meets every 2 weeks from 4 to 6 p.m.
Why is it important to have groups like this to guide people and to give them support through the grieving process that could sometimes be lifetimes, in length?
Yes, I think Miss Yolanda can speak more to that as a counselor, but definitely Dr. Garnett and in fact all of us who served this retreat this weekend have experienced loss of a child. And she lost her son, Keaton Armstrong, in 2020 to COVID. And it was unexpected. He was in the prime of his life, working, he hadn't done a lot of the things that mothers anticipate. And when he went into the hospital, she really did not expect to get that call. And, as a close sister of hers, a friend, that shook her very foundation. And for us
not being able to do anything, you know, and seeing her in this place, almost like your heart is shattered in a million pieces.
Yeah.
I was, you know, our hearts just broke for her. And so when she came and she told me that she wanted to do this foundation and establish this foundation, I was, wow, like blown away.
Yeah.
And when you sit in one of these sessions, whether it's the support meeting or you sit in one of these retreats, you see how seen people feel, because it's not just doing something for others. You're actually serving from a place where you actually know, and you are actually serving a group of people who are in a very unique situation, who are often misunderstood.
I want to get Ms. Welch in the conversation, simply because I was asking earlier of the importance of having support systems and support groups like this for anyone, really, but in this case, women.
Good morning.
Hi, Ms. Welch. Good morning.
Good morning.
Retreat as such is very, very important for having spaces that are safe and supportive for bereaved mothers. Is very, very significant, because we know that the navigating through the process of the loss is very painful. The loss of a child is very, very painful, and it affects every part of a person's being. And it may present a lot of difficulty navigating through daily life, right? So a space like this that is supportive and safe, it gives them an opportunity to feel heard, to be in a space where they don't feel judged, to be able to tell their story without judgment. So this is what this space provided, this weekend retreat. It allowed the mothers to open up, to be free to open up, to feel safe to open up, to pour out everything that they feel, because we know that grief impacts the emotions very, very deeply, right? So they were able to share their deep hurt and their deep feeling and tell their story.
Yeah, and sorry, Miss Yolanda, and that's why I wanted to bring Miss Marin into the conversation. Ms. Marin, thanks for joining us. You're a participant over the weekend. Tell us, what's your story?
The journey of grief, of course, is nothing people can relate to unless you're going through that experience. And so being in a safe space with people that could relate to what it is that you're going through, it was very therapeutic. The tools to navigate grief is important. And so this is my second year. Last year I was freshly out of that situation, and so coming to that 1 year mark is like you're going through it all over again. And so when I thought that I was good going through this year, making progress, when it came to the anniversary, it broke me again. And so for me this weekend, being around women where you could talk and have to worry about people that think that, oh, you know, judge Jessica, whatever the reasons may be. And because these women were they're so excited that they have this space, that this was done for us. It's a beautiful environment, and just to be able to get away and to have that communal space was important. We bonded. The activities, like you see the stones in the basket right there, is what is heart-rending. That was for us to let go, the things that we were not able to let go as yet. And so one of the facilitators brought these stones, and we were all wondering, you know, why didn't I give a stone like stone? But the impact of that activity, it made me realize a part of my grief process that I never did encounter and that I had put aside, and so that brought it forth for me.
So what's the words on the rocks and the stones?
Whatever of your grief process that you want to let go of. And you wrote it on the stone and you left it, if you were ready to let it go. For me, I didn't go through that process as yet, so I didn't leave my stone in the basket. I still have it. Actually, I have it in my bag right now. Grief going in stages, and you might think you're done going through 4 stages, and then you just go right back to the first one back again. And so for me, it's very comforting. It's very safe to know that one of the things that the activities is we reach out and we share phone numbers. And so even though you leave, you keep in contact with these women. And today you might go and by this afternoon you're bad, but just to have somebody wake up, pick up the phone and call, they might not have to say nothing. You might just bawl your eyes out. But you know somebody on the end of the line knows why you're to bawl your eye out.
Yeah, what's a lesson from grief for you?
Takeaway for me this weekend was the breathing process when you become overwhelmed. It's 2 breaths in through your nose and a long breath out through your mouth. And so you get overwhelmed a lot. The therapy sessions, the support sessions every 2 weeks, every second and fourth Saturday, it's at the YWCA from 4 to 6. Counselors are present and it's helpful to attend. They have different cycles that you might, like a cycle of 6 sessions that you can complete the process and then you can start over again. I've been in every cycle because it's just hard. And so, no care how much it has go, grief real. And so for me, I encourage women that going through this process, reach out to the group, come to the support group, and get the help that we need, because it's a community, it's a tribe, and you need it.
I think that's the most important thing from this conversation, recognizing the importance of having community. I remember last year doing a series on grief and speaking to different people who were grieving in various aspects, because grief doesn't have to be the loss of an individual as well. And I spoke to a grief specialist who essentially broke down the stages of grieving and shared with me that there's a time period where if it extends beyond that, you might need support. But I also recognize that sometimes in grief, especially with the loss of a loved one, you tend to have this fear that if you move on, you don't love them anymore. You didn't love them as much. And so I imagine that's something that has also shown up.
It was a big part of the retreat, as my sister shared. They did do that. They had several exercises, and the one with the rock started off with their hands being held out, and the rock, picking up the rock and placing it there. And then they rocked around with another basket, and it was a flower, and that flower was in another hand. And it was, you saw that process where each woman individually, depending on where they are, even that day, made the choice. And if you couldn't let go of the rock, you didn't have to leave your seat. You stayed there. And if you chose, and you could see how much strength it took to make that journey to put the rock down. And so that was a big part of it. And even as the weekend progressed and there were activities in between where to let it not get so heavy, it was interspersed with light moments.
Yes.
So after
excellent.
each activity, there was an intentional release and then coming back again. And so as you journeyed, you just saw the woman coming into a place of trust. So by the end of the weekend, it was all hugs. And I was amazed. The last one was the most powerful for me, you know, capturing everything, because there was a circle time where it was led by Miss Yolanda, and she had prayers and the scripture for each woman. And it was amazing hearing when they picked up each prayer. And these prayers were very specific. And the woman just breaking, because that prayer was exactly for them.
Direct.
And so they got another release at the very end of the retreat as well. And that scripture to take now to have them carry that through with them as they leave.
Now, I know you mentioned that the event already passed, but there are still sessions that takes place throughout the course of the week or the month.
Right.
Is there a process of how people can reach out to access it?
Right, there is a Facebook page.
Okay.
It's called Keaton Armstrong Smiles to Heart page. It's on Facebook. And you can just like the page, and it's updated every day. It has all the phone numbers, and you can follow.
Excellent.
If I could share one last point, I want to commend Dr. Garnett, Mrs. Garnett, for this effort that she has done. I know how difficult grieving is. I don't know how difficult it is to grieve as a mother. And to think of 2020 and what a year that was for so many people who lost their loved ones to COVID-19. I can tell you that I knew Keaton. I went to high school with him. And I want to show this picture really quickly. If Dr. Garnett is viewing right now, that was me and Keaton in red in high school, in third form. He was an amazing person, and I had absolutely no doubt that he would have been successful. He was smart. I believe he also was a father as well, so he had a son. And so I hope that his legacy lives on, and with this foundation I can definitely tell that his name will live on. Amen. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you,
and I want to
ladies.
encourage, if anyone else sees it and they're seeing it for the first time, find the page and reach out.
Yeah.
You know, this is a community where you really don't have to worry about trusting. The space will be held for you.
Confidentiality is important.
Yes, excellent. All right, well, I want to thank you ladies again for taking the time and joining us and sharing a bit of your story. We do have to take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll continue on this topic of legacy and keeping a name alive. But in this case, with a musical, the story of Nora Parham. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Did you know Home Protector Insurance provides liability insurance that is for licensing, public liability insurance for the hotels and guest houses protects the guests staying at the resort, tour operators insurance for on-site tourists, and marine passenger liability for passengers. You take care of your guests, we'll take care of you. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Hi, I'm Ava.
And I'm Aiden. We're your AI guides to all things NHI.
In this video, we will guide you on how to become an NHI member. You, and if you have a child, must have a Social Security card. To get an SSB card is easy. Visit socialsecurity.org.bz/card-replacement to view the required documents that are needed.
There is a fee of only $5 Belize for a first-time issue and $26 Belize for a replacement card. Newborns can use their mother's SSB card for up to 2 months.
With your SSB card, you and all family members can register at any NHI contracted clinic of your choice.
You and members of your family can now access health care when needed.
Please note that once you are registered with a clinic, you must go to that same clinic when you need medical care. Look out for more NHI guides like this.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
All right, welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're jumping into our next conversation. And I like where things are going, Paul. We are sticking to the theme of legacy building. This next conversation is just as interesting. We are joined virtually by two young professionals, two young artists, I could even say, and they are students, international students that have taken a part of Belizean history and turned it into a musical. We want to title this conversation From Belize to the World. Nora Parham musical hits the international stage. And we are joined by Cameron Tillett. He played as George Price in Ketchel Trap. And we also have Alicia Norales. She played Nora Parham herself.
Yes.
And we also had Lucas Maxfield, who was also a part of the cast member.
Yes. That name is just there.
But guys, thank you so much for joining us, for taking the time to join us virtually. Congratulations. This is huge. And we just want to hear a bit about what brought you to this initiative in the first place. So let's get a quick background information check on both of you as students. Cameron and Alicia, let us know where you guys are and what you're studying.
So we're actually both in Tennessee right now. We're studying predictive analytics. This is our master's program at Austin Peay State University.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So tell us a bit about this venture that you're in right now. Musicals. You don't often hear, I don't think here in Belize at least locally, you don't meet much people that embrace and appreciate musicals. I think theater in general is a niche of its own that you have select people that enjoy it. But what brought you guys to this area of expression, wanting to put on a musical and even embrace it? Cameron, can we go to you?
Sure. I think when we love musicals, even when we first met each other, we would talk about that we grew up watching Disney musicals and stuff like that. And Nora's story came to me back when I was in third form at Wesley College, and it was it's a story that a lot of people don't really know. We kind of have this thing about Belizean history where we think we know things. My mom learned about it, and she brought it to me when I was very, very young. She learned about it in class. She was pursuing, she was doing like a family law course, and the case was brought up. And not to give her age, but she's like, oh, she's a little ways. She's still younger than that event, but she's close to it. And she was kind of surprised that she had just learned about it. And a lot of people don't really know the story the way that it's supposed to be. Miss Parham is kind of this headline now where we kind of know that she was abused, and we know that she didn't kill this man, and we know that she was hung because of it. So everything else is kind of sparse. We were kind of frustrated doing research on it because there were so much conflicting articles that were there, where even down to like how much jurors were there. Like we had songs that had 15 jurors, and then later on, as we did more research, we found more articles that confirmed that it was 12 instead, and we're like, well, they made up 3 people or something. And so we don't really know the story the way that, even though we assume. I think it's just because Belize is such a young country and it's such a small country, we kind of have this assumption that we know the history. But the truth is, a lot of people, 60 years, this is about 60 years ago, and we kind of don't, 60 years and we kind of really don't know it. And so it's a story that can be forgotten. So it's really important to tell it.
Alicia, what's your impression on how this musical transformed from concept to on stage?
Oh my gosh. I remember when Cameron brought the story to me about 5 or 6 years ago, and immediately it was a story that touched my heart. And we went to the archives in Vilma to get information on it. And honestly, I wasn't sure if it could have been done, turning it into a musical. How would we even approach this? And so we came together, 2 math majors, 2 IT majors at the time, actually, because now we're doing predictive. But at the time we were doing IT at the University of Belize, and no experience in music apart from, just singing every now and then when we were kids and stuff like that. And I wasn't sure if we could get it done. But we decided to do some research on just Belizean culture, Belizean music that was already out there, Brock Down Punta, even rancheras. Even rancheras we look into, and we were able to pull this off.
Yeah.
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 We took inspiration from a lot of different works, Belizean works and artists.
Now, I'm interested to know what has been the reception from your audience. In Belize here, I think the story of Nora Parham is something so close to us. It's a part of our history, as you mentioned, Cameron. And even though we're such a small country, there's still a potential of it to be mixed up and confused in certain ways. But how has this been received by your audience at your university?
Oh my gosh.
So it was the Fringe Festival, and so we were part of a lineup of other shows. The Fringe is basically where students at the school get to really show off their creativity. And so we chose that as the perfect venue to show off Nora for the first time, just to do it, because we're graduating this semester.
You're graduating next week. I'll be this week, actually.
Yeah,
oh, wow. Congratulations. Let's send out some early congratulations to you guys. That's huge.
So we kind of looked at it as, well, we have this opportunity to show this off. So it's kind of like, and we're graduating, so this is it. It's kind of a now or never situation. So we decided to do it. And we were so nervous that night going on.
Yeah.
But really and truly, honestly, it's like we did the show, everything ran smoothly. And then when the lights went down, when they came back up, the lights went down, and when they came back up, everybody was out of their seats.
Oh, wow. You got a standing ovation. You know, the thing is about, you were about to say, Ms. Morales?
I was going to say, I remember the show was finished, and some of my professors from the math department came to show their support, and I was trying to catch them before they left because they had a very busy schedule. And when I left out the theater, there were lines of people waiting to talk to me, mothers who had children who were telling me that they cried throughout the show.
Oh, wow.
Relation to the story. And so I think it was very impactful.
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance outside because as soon as I stepped backstage, like the other actors and the other students that were watching it, preparing to go on next, like they hugged me and they were talking to me. I didn't even get a chance to, I think like I got to the front to like get my seat, probably like just before the next one was beginning, the next show was starting.
Well, you have to tell us what made it so emotional, like from your perspective, what made it so impactful?
I mean, the story itself is an emotional one. It's a dark story.
I understand that. From your perspectives though.
I believe it has a lot to do with the way we wrote the songs. The point of the musical was to get the story out there. So this was just a shortened version of a musical that's supposed to be about an hour and 20 minutes long. And so we hand selected the songs that really told a summary of that story. And apart from just the songs too, I believe that the actors and actresses had like a really strong role to play. Most of the people who signed up to be a part of this were freshmen, like regular freshmen from the theater department. And it was understandable because when we brought up the idea that we wanted to do this musical, we had to give a discretion, we're math students, we have no experience in this. We've never written sheet music before. I can't even read sheet music. I'm not educated in that aspect. And so I think it deterred a lot of students, but 4 students took a chance on us and they were so talented. Lucas Maxfield, Elena Zimmerman, Alessandra Torres, and Logan Taylor, exceptional.
Yeah. What was their reaction to this Belizean story? I gather none of them are Belizeans.
None of them are Belizeans, but bringing up the story to them, they immediately locked in, did some research. Alessandra Torres, I mentioned earlier before, she was our choreographer. And we mentioned that we wanted to have the dances be as Belizean as possible. And so we sent her some references and she really took that and did her spin on it and created something beautiful. Yeah. Lucas Maxfield, his mom has about 8 kids herself, and she went ahead and she did the research. They did an entire research session as a family discussion, talking about the cultural impact of this and why it's important to do a really well portrayal. And so I think from the beginning of this musical to now, they really educated themselves on Belize and this story.
And I think they learned a lot through the experience of being with us, because we kind of it's kind of hard to call ourselves like the directors of the show too, because it was such a communal experience. It was really a creative environment. And for every rehearsal, what we would do is actually cook Belizean food as well as
Oh,
she could,
nice.
at least.
I would have gone just for the Belizean food, guys.
And so
yeah.
with every like meal, I would try to give like a little background as to it. So journey cakes, I would explain that it used to be journey cakes, and it was the sailors would eat when they're crossing the ocean to get to the Caribbean. And just giving like those little tidbits of information of like how our culture is tied to our history. And I think by consuming the food that we eat, by learning about the stories, and by interacting with us, I think that they're much more rounded in Caribbean culture itself.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask you guys, because you just mentioned that you're set to graduate. This is the final week. What's the plan? Are you planning to return to Belize? And is there any chance that we can see this musical here in Belize?
We absolutely have plans to do a full-scale musical in Belize. Not the shortened French version, but the full-length musical. Hopefully we can get live music and everything.
Yeah.
The songs that we wrote were designed to be played with live music. We have steel pans in there. We have turtle shell, cowbell, all of that thing, the end of the musical. So hopefully when we go back to Belize, we can have this full-scale musical on stage and continue just sharing her legacy.
Yeah.
Now, I know that this effort was not solely on you all, and there was a lot of support. So who are those persons that you all would like to give thanks to?
Yeah. Well, first, I think I want to give thanks to Dr. Villanueva from Love News. He sent a snippet of his voice actually saying lines for the show. And I sent that to him really late too. I think like a week before the show started. We had the idea of having this news reporter. And so we sent him a message and asked him if he would be interested in doing this for us, and he was. So that his voice played in the musical just before we went into the next number. So we're so thankful to him. We're thankful to our parents, of course, for pushing us and supporting us through all of this. Our actors, Elena, Lucas, Logan, and Alessandra, if they took a chance on this, they believed in us.
And of course the Belizean diaspora, home and abroad. I swear, they really, really pitched in. When at the time, the plan was to have those cultural dresses and stuff on stage. And, we had like a really big vision for it, but we did not have the funds to accomplish this. And the Belizean diaspora really, really pulled in. From Sandra Peters was one of the first people who donated, to Miss Liz Gillett from Belmopan. Like everybody pitched in and gave something, and we were really able to pull off our vision on that stage.
Yeah, we were able to get the cultural dresses for all the ensembles. We were able to get a prop stored. Peter Stallard's uniform. We were able to get pieces of it and then put it together to create that. And just different things. The APSU, of course, the Austin Peay State University Theater Department. We're math majors, so we don't know anything about theater, and they opened the doors for us and they gave us that stage, and they've always been super supportive of us.
And really, the fellow fringers and the fellow theater students who, they just opened their doors to too much students and made us feel like we belong there.
So, right. So, just very, very quickly, I can't go without asking this, and just briefly, a brief response. What does the cigarette represent? I don't know. I've ever heard about cigarettes in Nora's story.
Actually, that was how Ketchel ended up being on fire.
Yeah. So what happens was they got in a domestic dispute.
Oh, and it was a cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nora throws a kerosene iron at him, and so that oil gets on him.
Yeah.
He goes outside and he uses the outhouse, and while in the outhouse, he lights a cigarette, and that's how he ends up burning himself.
It's the iconic story.
Yeah, forgive my ignorance. Yes.
No, you're fine. I mean, that's the point of the musical.
Exactly. Well, that's a very iconic image then.
Yes,
that's a very iconic image.
Yes, we want to shout out Janelle Pinello too. She's the one who designed this for us.
Yeah, she designed this poster for us, Janelle Pinello.
And then we had the cast all sign it.
Oh, I love that. All right.
All right. Well, guys, congratulations. A job well done. And we can't wait to have you guys back here home in Belize and hopefully sharing the story again through your own artistic medium, a musical, the story of Nora Parham. We appreciate it and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, at this time, we have to take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have another connected segment to look forward to. This one is still on the topic of theater. Reading Rights Production presents Afta, Dawk. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Was planned to open in 2020, and that's when COVID came. I thought the dream was dead. People would come to my house, they would purchase the copies from there. That gave me the little confidence, like, okay, I could do this. Atlantic Bank, of course, helped me take the next step. Once I had their support, it was smooth sailing from there. This business is my life. It's literally what provides my family with food and employment. I employ 3 family members, so it's really everything for us.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. Where bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our third conversation for this morning, and what happened after dark? We have Reading Rights Productions as they present After Dark. Joining us on set is Jason Cut-Kelvin, also known as
Dwayne.
In the After Dark play. That sounds like a very troubling name for anything After Dark. As well as the Vice President of Haven House Belize, Miss Sheena Smith.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. It's a pleasure having both of you on set. So before we go any further, Dwayne,
right? I
want you to tell us a bit about After Dark, and what the experience has been like behind the scenes.
Right. So as we say a lot around practice is where I can't see a light happen after dark, and I think it's very intentional in saying so, because there's a lot of things that we see, and there's a lot of people that we see outside walking around us every day on the bus, in our workplace. You see it with students and different people, but you never really know what's going on at home, what's going on in the darkness, you know. And the play kind of showcases on what happens in terms of domestic violence, men on women and women on men, which I know is a very touchy topic right now for Belize in itself. And so for the crew, it's been a learning experience in saying or in talking about, you know, how these things affect people and what we can do about it. And so we started sharing these flyers in just saying, this is not about just a play. This is about things that are happening in everyday life, and so we're encouraging people to come out and to look at it and to see where it is that they can stand on it and how it is that they can figure things out, you know.
So if it's one thing I know for sure is that Reading Rights, when they put off these productions, there's a lot of meaning behind it. Behind the message that you all put on stage is not really just arbitrary. You don't just go out there and you perform. Tell us a bit about some of the standout characters for this play.
Right. I think a couple of them, well, one, we have Makuti returning back.
Yes, we have
Officer
Makuti,
right.
Yes, and he's on set.
He's returning back, and it's just fascinating to see how the character grows from what we've known from Huda Wilipa, and the role that he plays in providing a kind of like a safe place for people. But as well, I do like the character Officer Winston, which is played by Andrew Munnings, and Sherika, which is played again by Taysha Chuck Williams, who you know last time played Sharon, and she could deliver
any character.
She could deliver. And so in the play, we're kind of partners that are in the club. But those two characters, the way of how they play their part in in saying that, in bringing awareness to things, it's almost just so real, because you look at Andrew and you sit there and you're like, wait, Andrew, how much time you had to practice this? Because this feel too real. But you also know that Tasha can also do it as well. And we're acting and she does this thing and I was like, wait, Tasha, I think you actually hurt my feelings just now. Hold on, let me backtrack a little bit.
That's called good acting.
That's good acting indeed. But those are my two favorite characters. And of course, they play the part of the abusers in the relationship, one physical and one based on psychological abuse.
Let's take it over to Officer Makuti.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's Kevin?
Hi, Kevin. Good morning. Now, how have you embraced this role and this character? How have you gone about doing that from the first play, Huda Wilipa, to now After Dark?
That's a great question, and good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you all to talk about After Dark. Officer Makuri, I think it connects with the fact about going and exploring, who you are. You never know, like Dwayne here shared, when Winston comes on stage and he's just a character that you would never imagine that he would be. So similarly for Makuti, the story is different from Huda Wilipa to now. I mean, he's back. So it's getting to a place where you realize that, that in the relationship dynamic of abuse, the main thing is power, right? But it's like, how do you use your power? Makuti is like a little sketchy person, he tries to be like the bright, but at the same time he's not the brightest officer. But definitely he connects with Gloria. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic that's going to happen between Gloria and Makuti on the play. But definitely he realizes the vulnerability of persons that are working in the setting, which is the Chicas Picantes bar. So that's where you can see him evolve in a position where I have power, what can I do with it? So he connects with me at a personal level. We're doing social justice advocacy. Addressing inequalities, I can connect with Makuti, but definitely it takes me out of who I am and out of my comfort zone, especially because After Dark has a little After Dark twist,
Yes.
And you'll have to go and find out what that twist is, I imagine.
Well, maybe we should give them a teaser.
Please, we love a good tease.
Can't just give it all.
Well, every Saturday, so like it has taken a process of practice over the course of like 4 weeks. But every Saturday we're meeting to do some erotic dancing. So whoever's gonna be out there, we invite you to come, because definitely
After Dark.
So
I tell you,
it really like does level up. I think Melissa and the team definitely level up the performance and the theater advocacy that we're bringing to the country. So it's definitely going to be the talk of the town.
I have to say, kudos to Miss Espat for the way that she has used theater and the arts for advocacy. I think it's such an excellent way to spark a conversation because you guys have been able to pull off so many different types of shows, and you bring humor to it, but you have serious conversation and serious nuggets in between that forces us to discuss the messaging and the themes beyond the show itself. And I think what's really excellent about this production is that the proceeds of the event After Dark will be going to Haven House. And so that's why we have Ms. Sheena here with us, Vice President. Sheena, talk about what this means to you guys to be able to have an event support the work that you are doing at Haven House.
So you know that as Haven House, we're always trying to ensure that we have that conversation about gender-based violence, the importance of advocating against it, the importance of supporting those who are experiencing gender-based violence. And when Ms. Espat approached us with the idea, this was before Huda Wilipa, and because I'm actually sitting here with
the full cast except me.
Three of my favorite actors.
Right, I love it.
In addition to Tasha and Charmaine. And I loved, the concept of that story. I was very entertained, and I walked away feeling that I know that the production for this one would have been excellent in the same way. And so I think it was a no-brainer for us to partner with Reading Rights, because they have a very good track record of what they've done so far. And so this, starting this conversation, like what Jason said, it's not just violence against women, but also against men, and the different dynamics that comes with. Now, I've stayed away from the play and the practice because I don't know
what
anything.
After that?
I want to watch it for the first time and
it's going to be a surprise for you.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think one of the important things here is the fact that the proceeds are going to support such an important initiative like Haven House. If you can, Sheena, jump a bit into what you all do over there at your organization.
So for Haven House, we support women and children who are trying to escape from a violent situation in the home. It's not a walk-in service, so you definitely have to be referred in by the police department or the Women and Family Support Services. But once you're there, you have access to psychosocial support, you have access to legal support, medical support. And if we have any programs going on where you can get some skills training, skills building, you have access to that as well. And once the funding is available, we also offer reintegration. So if we have funding to provide you an apartment or somewhere to stay while you find a job or something like that, we definitely provide that for a woman because it's a short-term stay. But while you're there, we want you to find some type of healing and be able to find a way back into a normal life.
Such important work. Now, Dwayne, without giving us everything, right? And I know we're gonna have Miss Melissa join us briefly. But what's the plot? Tell us what's the plot, and then Miss Melissa will take off from there. From your perspective, what's the plot?
So the plot is a partner is taking another partner out. Several partners are taking their partner out to Chicas Picante, as which you may know now, a bar with it.
Very popular bar.
Very popular bar with the pop.
I got it.
You got it? You've been there once.
When you were trying to
I remember when you were trying to
Loreto was campaigning.
I still don't know who that Willie Pa.
We still do not know. Yeah, we still do not know.
Yeah, so that's why
yes, so that's becoming it. But then in that setting, in that space exactly, then we start to get some glimpse of these couples who are trying to seem perfect. One couple trying to seem perfect in the eye of the public, but also behind the closed doors and the whispers within that same club. You see that part. Okay, that's not exactly how that is, and that's not how that's running. Or there's the other couple where they both go out and one just wants to enjoy the night and the other one she just want to go home. She don't want it there, so she irritated at her man, and then I have to get the schooling for it. Why do? Right? And
there's
then,
also like an interesting twist to it, though.
Yes.
Which is the human trafficking aspect. That
yes, it does.
Going to be about. So there's an investigation taking place in the entire
this investigation.
What's that?
Officer Makuti lead the investigation.
Definitely.
I don't know if I trust you for leading an investigation.
Well,
you might
okay, so remember Makuti is like the brightest but not the brightest one.
Exactly.
But I have an assistant this time, and he basically reads a dictionary out to you.
Okay.
So Lepe Taffy, who's been played by Brandon Usher.
Oh my gosh, I love the connection there as well.
It's
you guys could practice your lines after work.
Yeah, and there's there's a theme song of the Pink Panther.
Oh, nice.
It's perfect, right, for these two officers going on an investigation.
You know what? I just have to say, Miss Mel, kudos to you for continuing putting off these productions year after year. You are so brilliant, and I can't imagine what the process is like to come up with these storylines as well. That's my question to you. Where do you get your ideas from?
Well, thank you for the compliment. It's very stressful because these people are perfectionists.
Okay.
Well, actually, when Haven House first contacted me, Miss Minnie was like, we want like something similar to like what you did with Willie Pa. And I said, so you want Chicas Picante? Like, I want the bar. I said, okay, well, let's bring back Chicas Picante. So it's a spin-off from what I did. But I had to see what Haven House was known for, what they stand for, and everything had to be aligned with that. And the thing is, when I started writing, it just flows, what flowing with the human trafficking part, the gender-based violence. And the thing is, what we also want to reiterate in the play, it's that gender-based violence is not limited only to women. And so we're going to see other parts of it, right? Where women can also be abusers. And, we again go into the Chicas Picante with the human trafficking and how do we stop it? How do we identify these problems you know, we hear about human trafficking, and a lot of people don't understand what human trafficking is. You think, oh, you come in, I'll take your passport, and it's done. And it's not only that, it's sex slaves and a whole number of things that happen to it. And it's sex slaves along with children who suffer in the entire violence. And so I had to put that in some funny way. Miguel Rivero, who played in the last one, Neighborhood Watch, he was super funny there, so I asked him to come back again. And he does a really fantastic job in portraying this, you know, very mobster, very basic kind of man who wants to take advantage of women. And so in writing, I'm thinking about all these people who could be it. I'm saving some characters. And I name.
We already threw out some already. We know Andrew Munnings is going to be a part of it. That's huge. I know it's funny.
It is super funny. And like, even if the part, like he's reading and he's reading and he's like, wait, what? I know to do this. You know, so he's super funny and very, you know, he's a very loving person. And in the sense that he would say, well, I would never want a character like this. And he thinks like a father, you know, like I have my little girl and I would never want this to happen to her. But apart from that, it is a spin-off from the whole Huna Wilipa. And we could see how we have
some of the very same characters.
Some of the same characters.
So how does this play elevate the experience that those who would have went out to watch Huna Wilipa, how will this play elevate that experience as a spin-off?
I think what people liked in the last one is the whole dancing and nightclub scene, and this Miss Gloria having this, you know, very bombastic attitude with the people. So she's back, and so that in itself is having a little bit more of the Chicas Picante, a little bit more of the entire enthusiasm that's happening in the bar. But like I said, it kind of leads off, like in the end, will lead into what I'm doing for the next section of Wilipa. The one you're going to be in.
Okay.
I'm so excited because I missed it. I was not in the country when it happened, and I really wanted to know who that Wilipa.
For you.
But you know, this is what I really want to ask you guys, though. One of the things I have observed is that we don't necessarily have that theater kid culture here in Belize. We're still trying to break into it and get people who really take acting seriously, right? What has it been like for you, Miss Mel, trying to scout talent when there are people who still don't necessarily have that experience in acting? What has it been like for you to find these talents and to find out if they can actually act?
Well, one of the things that I have to look at is all the people who are ready to advocate, to have a voice. And you know, even if you can't act, it comes natural. And it's like what somebody told me, everybody in Belize, everybody in Belize.
It don't come out natural.
It don't come out natural for you?
But she helps a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, come on, it's so natural, guys.
So you do some coaching as well, is what I'm understanding here.
Yeah, but you know, very important for me. First of all, this doesn't pay. This is not like if you feel like you're gonna get rich being on stage, forget it. That's not gonna happen. Everybody who's here, well, we're not poor. We're blessed.
We're blessed.
Yeah. So everybody who comes on stage, I ask them first, do you want to be a part of this? This is for Haven House. This is for Mental Health Association. So they understand what the advocacy is.
Right.
You're either on for the advocacy or you just don't want to do it. And I've had people telling me, no, I'm too busy. And I understand that, right? Because it takes a lot of time, right? For the past month and a half, maybe a month and a half, we have been rehearsing every single night. Unlike the other rehearsals that we had, this one was more intense because it has a lot more people every single night. And we have to big up UWI because they have been hosting us every single night. And Miss Minnie has been giving us like the best food ever. But
so it's jealous quick thing.
Yeah. But that includes the Saturday practices as well, so it's almost an entire.
Yes, every day except for Fridays. Friday's the only day that we can't practice because people want their time off. But it has been very heavy, so that's one of the things. We have to get people who are prepared to advocate. Yeah. And I know Kevin is very much for human trafficking. Well, Jason again works with a lot of young people, so he knows what's happening. And so many of our actors there know what the importance of this entire play is. I mean,
you've also done an excellent job in recruiting people that, you know, in one way or another, able to like connect with the audience, and I feel like that's what also gets people to come, because whenever they see this particular, you know, person that are coming, they're like, oh, I want to go see.
Like public figures,
right?
Exactly. Well, we got Miguel on the couch with us, and I've heard Mr. Bombastic.
He is
Miguel.
PIMP.
Why are you interested in being a part of this production, or why have you been interested in this?
Well, from the last play that I did, I guess I was a bit more reserved, but for somehow or the other, I learned to bloom out of my comfort zone. And like Miss Mel had mentioned that I was a breakout star, and I think I gotta fill that shoes to be a breakout star, so I have a standard to live by. So I just want to say, in reference to my character, it's completely different from what I did in the previous act. Without giving too much, let's just say that I will be sarcastic, there will be joke, there will be humor, there will be moments where I'm a bit serious, but just come out. It's gonna be so fun. You're gonna enjoy my character, but not to toot my own horn. But you're gonna have so much fun.
Peep, peep.
I don't know if by the end we will, but we might.
We shall find out.
Yeah.
We shall find out.
One of the things that I did want to address though is lately, and we have seen Senator Janelle Chanona's presentation in, you know, talking about gender-based violence. This entire script was not even intentional for this time, but it just happened that it landed at the perfect time. And if you can see one of our characters, we had, and I'm gonna say that straight up, we had no malintentions with the names of any of our characters, but we decided to change the name, just so that, you know, we don't get like feel that we're targeting anybody in particular. But the reality is that we do have people in public offices who are abusers. That's a reality.
What name are we talking
I know the call no name.
I know the follow, so I just
I won't call the name, but you can see.
I alluded to that earlier in terms of like there's persons that are in position of power, especially like in enforcement, like police officers, for instance, that you often find them, especially in the news lately, where they're the ones that are perpetrators of violence toward women, but also kids. So in that regard, it's so interesting that as we were going through this play, you know, like those situations are happening in the country, and we're like, oh wow, like we did not think about this.
So I had to change some names.
What would you say plays like this do for the young people you work with, or just generally folks you work with, in terms of advancing these sort of conversations that I would imagine they generally wouldn't have?
Young people tend, well, first of all, let me just put this clear, and Jason can attest, we have a large majority of young people already experiencing gender-based violence. Where they are struggling to stay in relationships because that's the only type of love that they get, or that's the only type of love that they understand. And I'm only hopeful that when they come to these plays, they can open their eyes to see that, hey, this is not right. This is a reality that you're facing, but you do not have to face this. The problem is that many of them don't know where to go. For Haven House, it's a beautiful organization that can take the person outside of the home and take them into somewhere safe. But for young people who are, you know, just starting out a relationship, a boyfriend, girlfriend, and they feel that they're in heaven, that they are having the most beautiful time of their lives, where do they go? You know, who do they turn to? And that's why they hide it. You know, so that's one of the experiences that I would love for young people to get. But even the concept of trafficking, you know, we tend to joke about these Maria bars all over the place, but we've never asked, how do the Maria bars start? Like, who are the workers in these Maria bars, right?
I think we have such a detached idea of trafficking itself in concept, because it feels like something you would see on the movies or you'd see on like international news, but it's very much here in the country, and it's something that we should be talking about. Well, as we wind down the conversation though, I want to give an opportunity to highlight the dates and the prices of the tickets, if there's any special mentions or sponsors that you'd like to say thank you to as well.
Okay. Well, play is goes on.
It's this weekend.
This weekend. Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
I'm all excited because you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about the special drink that we're gonna have, and I'm thinking, should I? Yeah. We have a mango home. Mango home.
Oh, I love anything mango.
The signature drink.
Mango home.
Mango home.
But it's a drink, right?
It is.
And I imagine it involves a mango.
It does involve a mango.
Let the mango.
So I have to big up Bone and Bowen Cane Rum, Big Toast entirely. They have been very good to us. They're making the special drink for the night.
Imagine.
They are donating this to Haven House. So first of all, big up Bowen and Bowen Cane Rum. Willie Dalle, who works with them, he's also in the play. So he's making that batch. So I have to big him up. We have to big up UWI. You can get your tickets at the Bliss, who are also sponsors. Ika and Niche are huge sponsors. We have
Quick
tickets
Pass.
available on Quick Pass. You can call the numbers on the flyer or contact any of us and we can get tickets to you.
Others this weekend, it's Friday and Saturday.
Friday
the
and
social
Saturday.
hour starts at 6 p.m. So we invite you to come and have your mango home. But
Yeah.
we're not carry your man before they play though.
Man, stay there and then go home. Mango home after.
All right.
But it's an
showtime is at
entire
7.
experience. It's an entire experience. So if you've never been to a Maria bar, as you enter into the Bliss, you will get that experience.
Is there like a censorship or a
Yes, thank you for telling me that. Yes, thank you for reminding me. 16 plus. We do have dancers. We have entertainment.
We heard
for both
already the type of dancing.
men and women. So it's not only limited for women. You know, women always like, ooh. Men and women will enjoy
Paul
this.
smiling here at the.
I don't know if I should be
He had his big grin just
He's not smiling because he's interested. He's smiling because he's in awe.
Yeah.
He's in awe. Like how
Y'all are
I'm
talking.
looking forward to seeing what exactly it will be like.
I am looking forward to it as well. Paul,
Yes.
some people will be going for the dance. I'll be going for the mango
Mango
home.
home.
2 mango homes
Yeah.
bartender.
Yes.
And
But
then you
guys,
go home.
then I go home after.
But watch the show
After the play, after the
first.
play.
After the play. But I do invite everybody to come out.
Yes.
It's gonna be it's a different experience. It's theater at a different level, right? A lot of audience participation. The audience can win some prizes, but it's also learning about what's plaguing our
We need a
society.
part first. We have a part that Sabrina needs to come up for.
What's that? What's a part?
Oh yes.
Yeah, gal come
You'll
up.
find out.
Gal, come up. That's a nice drink.
When they say come up,
Uh-huh.
Come up.
Just don't put me for dance because I will embarrass him.
You
know
want
I
dance?
dance.
Okay, great.
you know I dance.
All right.
Don't worry.
Well, guys,
Part of that.
as we wrap up, just a huge thank you for taking the time to share, what this project is about. I encourage you guys to purchase the tickets. You can also get them at the Bliss, but don't go there the night of and think I get tickets. There's a good chance it might sell out.
We are selling out really
But
quickly.
Miss Mel, everyone else, cast members, congratulations, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you so much.
for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, we need to take one final break, but don't go anywhere when we come back. Still sticking to theater and performance, we'll be joined by Loreto, Pelayo, and the trio, and they'll be talking about their latest concert. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
In the heart of the Kayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. This is our final conversation, and we are joined by none other than Loreto Pelayo. His group is called Loreto Pelayo Trio, and today he will be talking about his latest presentation, his latest performance called Loreto Pelayo Trio and Esteban Castro presents Piano Moods. Loreto, a pleasure having you here once more.
It's always a pleasure being here. You know, this is one of my go-to stops whenever I make the rounds for these concerts. And, you know, as I've mentioned many times when I've been here, my primary goal is to just bring this music that I love, jazz, you know, a very misunderstood music, and just bring it to the people. Say, like, you know, this is jazz, this is what jazz can be. And, you know, people like it. People like it for many different reasons. Some people like the music for the music. Some people just like the fact that they could have a social outing. You know, they go to the Bliss, they put on their, you know, their best. You know,
I remember when I went the last time, it was really, really good.
Yeah, everybody's looks maxing, as they call it these days.
I never had a one day.
That's what they call it these days. They're mogging, right? The Gen Z term.
Excuse me.
Yep. And so, like, some people like going there because, you know, they could, you know, feel, as they call it, classy or whatever. Some, they get to see friends. It's just a nice Thursday night event. And it's also, you know, family friendly.
Yeah.
And so it's a nice event that you could go with your family or with your friends or just for the mood, for the music. So, you know, it's multifaceted in this way.
Yeah, you've done a really good job at finding talents outside of Belize as well and bringing them and introducing them to that Belizean audience. I remember the most recent one was what you had around Valentine's Day, I believe.
With Katie and Josh.
Yes, it was amazing. And then before that, when you brought in a celloist.
A bass player, Russell Hall.
Yeah, I'm not good at remembering names, but I definitely remember the feeling that you left. You left impact behind those performances. And so I imagine all of this is based on the experiences and networking that you've been able to do as well. Talk about having Esteban Castro here and what this presentation will look like, because it's centered more around piano. Yes?
Yeah, so I met a lot of these people are, you know, connected with people who connected with them just by visiting New York City every year or so. So I go over there and, you know, I just try to be part of the scene that's happening there. And Russell actually connected me with Esteban. I was trying to find, you know, a piano player to come.
Who is he?
Esteban?
Yeah, Esteban.
Well, Esteban is really one of the rising stars of jazz piano today. I think he's only like in his early 20s, but he's won so many awards. Like just a week before he's going to reach Belize, probably this week he's accepting a $25,000 US award for his you know, just being a rising talent in jazz. I feel like in the next 10 years, he's really gonna be just one of these top players. And, you know, I think he's been playing since he's been in his youth. And if you just check out like any video of him playing, he's just like at the top of his game. He plays with Russell in his band.
You spoke about one of your primary mission being to have the Belizean audience embrace jazz. You've been doing this for quite some time now. Do you feel like that audience has grown since you initially started?
I think so, but I think like a lot of things, like it rises, it's dips, but then it kind of stabilizes. So I feel like there's a core group of people who come to these events and you just know something by repetition.
Yeah.
So they come to the first one, it's something. They come to the second one, it's like similar but different. They come to the third one, it's similar but different. And so they get to see all these variations, all these, you know, people like to talk about how jazz isn't just one thing, and that's true, that jazz isn't just one thing. But then there's a unifying element, you know, between all these varying styles. And they come to this and it's not like they come to one thing and it's like a rock show and they come to the next thing and it's something else. You know, it's all, you know, it's all like a flavor of a pizza or like a type of a cheese or something, you know?
Yeah, I think you really have to be there and have the experience to fully understand and embrace the offering that you all put out. And I have to say it's exceptional, and I mean that. I'm very critical in terms of music and exceptionalism when it comes to musical skills, and you have it, my brother. And the type of experience that you're able to curate also is at that level. And so I just have to say that people have to be there to experience it, right? It's one thing to hear you talk about it, when you go there, you get every dollar worth, 100%.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about the details of this concert. When will it take place? Where will it take place? And how you can get tickets?
So this will be next week Thursday at the Bliss. So that's what, the May the 14th. And it's going to be at the Bliss. You could get tickets at the Bliss from now or through the Instagram page at Jazz Belize. And it's going to be from 7 p.m. and it will go about till 9:30 or 10. If I'm right, and correct me if I'm wrong, the next day is like Teacher's Day or something, right?
You're way ahead of us with thinking.
But then if that's the case, you could bring out the kids because, for them it might be a long weekend. And, the parents might have to go to work. But Thursday night is such a nice night. Why? Nobody got any Thursday night plans like that, right? They have their Friday night plans and, they might want to travel or go to the club or shisha or wherever they might go. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
people go these days.
Yeah, but, when you put at the club with the friends versus Loreto, Pelayo, and Esteban, Castro piano moods, so they might want to go to the club.
Yeah. Come on, I choose the latter. But
man, I appreciate that.
Yes.
But it's a Thursday night. And so I will actually give an offer to all people watching via Open Your Eyes that if you message the page and say, I saw you on OYE, you could get a $10 off discount today and tomorrow only. So all the viewers of this fine morning show get a very special treat. Yeah, you could message.
Okay, cool. But I mean, just I echo the same sentiment that Paul just shared. I am completely amazed, Loreto, with the work that you have continuously put off. I go back to the point that I was mentioning, the way that you've also been able to bring new talents to Belize and to expand our musical palette as well, I think is really exceptional. And I'm hoping that younger people as well embrace this genre of music because it's really so much more than just, coffee shop music or even elevator music. There's such artistry, such emotions that you feel from it as well. And so as we wind down, I'll just have you reiterate once more the date, time, and how we can get tickets. Also the price of the tickets.
Yeah, so the price is $50, but like I mentioned, for all you fine viewers today, there's a $10 off if you message the Instagram page. It's at the Bliss, the beautiful Bliss, such a fine venue. Speaking of which, we have sponsors Niche, Ika, Digi this time, and the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan. And we might have a few more coming in this week, but I want to thank all the sponsors for all that they've done. A lot of this is done, just through my pocket and through the help of the sponsors. And so this $50 ticket helps, go towards covering. There's a lot of costs to just doing these, and by the end, it's a lot. But I love this music and I love Belize. People say, why don't you live in New York? Nope. Here, bringing it here. And so 7 p.m., here's a ticket. Here.
Beautiful. I love the presentation of it as well.
Yeah, I feel like I designed it myself.
Really?
Yeah,
nice.
Because when I do these things, it's like I'm doing one giant oil painting. I design the flyers, I design the tickets, I curate the set list, and for me, this whole event is just taking a bit of what's in my mind and just actualizing it into something real. And so all of this is a passion project, and it's not people say, you could make more money if you did this, you could make more money if you do that. And in a way, it's almost like I'm keeping myself from making more money because I have this artistic vision that I just want to execute.
I know what you mean.
Excellent.
All right. Well, Loreto, a pleasure as always. Please get those tickets. They're only $50. And as he mentioned, if you go on Instagram and reach out to the page and mention that you saw Loreto on Open Your Eyes, you get $10 off. And you only have that opportunity to do that today and tomorrow. Good luck and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, we do have to wrap things up. Again, we want to say thank you to everyone who joined us this morning. You guys for locking in, engaging with us online. We appreciate the comments every single time. It is May 5th, and if you're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, Good luck to you trying to get those tacos wherever you are. We hope you enjoy your time tonight with your loved ones, however you choose to celebrate it. To anyone celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BC, or Instagram for all the behind the scenes content at OYE Belize. We even have TikTok, where we go live every morning at 6:20 on the dot. That's openyoureyes.bc. Join us on our TikTok live, man.
And if you want to send us a text message or call us, you can do so. We have a phone number. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your heart wide open.
Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we will catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Peace. Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.